Hello, everyone. Welcome to Starcross Coast Episode 2 Commentary. I am now sitting with Kipp and Coda, our actors for Quincey and Diego. Danny and Jackson, our director and writer for Starcross Coast. Starwing and Westin, our actors for Olly and Ross. Arokh and Vrtogo, one of our camera operators and one of our editors. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi,
Howdy,
everyone.
howdy.
Pleasure to have you here.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, guys. It's been a while.
And my name is Eigen. I'm one of the leads for the behind-the-scenes crew for Starcross Coast. Any quick comments you want to say before we start watching episode 2?
Oh my god, it took forever to get out, didn't it?
Our Diego's really hot and pretty awesome and does nothing wrong.
Absolutely.
That's at least what I've heard.
Trying to have as much commentary as someone trying to avoid copyright on Twitch or YouTube.
That was right. We can't have too much stuff happening with silence.
No, I think we're good.
Don't have anything to. I'm psyched to get going.
Feels like slipping into a warm shower after a long day going back to this episode.
Yep. All right.
That was awful. No, okay, hold on a sec.
No, we're keeping it. We're keeping it. Let's start getting into this, shall we?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Let's go for it. All right.
Oh my god, I can't wait to
starting
watch this. I haven't watched it yet. No, I'm just kidding, joking.
Oh my god.
You know, I'm kind of sad that partially sad that we don't actually have an opening bit. You know, kind of
Yeah.
like how animes and stuff do it.
Mhm.
But I like the stylistic choice we're starting to make with just kind of having the cold opens almost.
Actually, I'll start out by saying some of the fun portions of this was getting the audio set up here. You know, all of the bacon sizzling and the tinking on the cup and everything. Obviously, that's put in after the fact. So there's a lot of synchronization work to be done there.
Mm-hmm. Yo, it's like we're in this world already. That's crazy.
Wait.
Yeah.
I had to hide inside the oven for this, aiming up out of the hobs.
Oh, is that you?
But it's,
I remember Arokh calling that angle with the bacon. He called it an A24 ass camera angle. And it is. It's a great camera angle. I loved it.
he not only snores loud in the series, he snores loud in real life too. I can hear him through the world, like the walls, bro.
Unfortunately, I have sleep apnea too, so.
Shout out to sleep apnea havers in the chat.
I did the audio scripts on this too, and we can talk about how all that works some other time. But
God, the million times that we heard these lines with how many shoots that we had to do this.
the pacing is kind of established by the audio script, so it's always interesting to compare what's in my head versus what the actors actually do. And sometimes it's not quite the same.
Such a simple scene, but it was such a nightmare for some of us because how many things kept getting desynced.
We had a lot of fun with the camera angles in this scene, placing them in quite interesting places to give a bit of dynamicism to the scene.
Mm-hmm.
We skip breakfast, so breakfast is.
I don't even eat breakfast. I know, I don't really get breakfast either.
Yo, same though.
I'm like looking at it. I'm like, right? I'm like, breakfast sounds kind of good.
But we would make an exception if Frost was
If Frost
cooking.
made it,
Though, can I just say that one of the things I love about what y'all have been doing with the scripts right now is that, like, it's very clear what all the character dynamics are like with this group right now, you know? Having a group this size with this many characters is a lot, and y'all are able to fit it in, which is great.
It's a really hard thing to do. I'm not an expert writer. I didn't even go to college for writer. I'm an engineer. But I've been writing since a kid, and trying to condense down what's a lifetime of experience for some characters into what you're only going to see on screen for a couple minutes is so hard. So I'm very glad that I'm hitting the mark with it. But I'm not going to get content with it because there's always improvements that can be made with it.
I believe, like, coming back to this place for, like, was it 5, 6, or 7 at most times just to get this footage. I think this is the hardest part of this episode when it comes to the scene, because cameramen had to be synced, props had to be synced for everyone. We had to keep drawing the lines.
I don't remember who set up. I think it's Vrtogo who's like placing all the
Yeah,
props.
Vrtogo was in the Quesadilla Ghost,
Mhm.
the Avatar. So he was the one setting up the props for us this time. And We've learned a valuable lesson here. Danny, what lesson did we learn with this scene?
Well, we can't like fully rely on like avatar drops to like fully sync properly with camera average. And I think Kipp mentioned that like if you put like more than like 10 toggles for avatar drops, it will like desync.
There's actually like invisible lines drawn all over this set for where people are supposed to
Yeah.
walk and so forth. So everybody still has to hit their mark and everything. It looks real natural, and they do a great job of making it look that way. There's kind of a science behind it.
And then
You have to toggle through it a little bit sometimes with it, because it's all literally like sitting right on the hand of the quesadilla ghost. So you're like, oh, I need milk. That's not the milk. That's not the milk. Oh, wait, it's placed lopside. Oh. But it's much better than filming an entire scene for, what was it, like 2 hours? And then us saying, yeah, those props look great. Danny saying, what props? I don't see any props.
what prop?
And having to go back and do it again. So, lesson learned.
His cooking is probably better than Diego's.
Oh, yeah, that's true then. Uh-huh.
The Foley work there is still so impressive to me. Like,
Yeah.
Red and Twiz specifically did such a good job with it.
I need to say too, this one, there's a lot of like emotion in here, and again, part of editing is obviously just getting the sequence right, but also it's like how long do you hold on a given shot or something?
Yeah.
And we'll see here where Kane kind of has a real vigorous reaction to Quincey, and then like a longer pause as he cools down. And originally the scene was nothing like that, and it's been interesting to kind of balance, that emotion. How much is enough versus how much is too much?
So when Manic actually reacted to this the first time, he just like pulled it out of the pocket, and he got a genuine reaction out of me because I was like,
Oh, really? I actually didn't know that
he
because I wasn't
hit
part
his
of this.
desk. Yeah, no, he hit his desk and everything.
Oh.
So like,
Okay.
I was just like, and like the first thing he does is just like wham, and I'm like, okay, jeez.
So we ended up. So this shot in right here in particular is actually a pickup shot that we ended up like doing later than they would do with the original shot.
Right.
So this scene with Kane and Quincy just alone together, because originally when we shot the footage for this, there's not enough space when Kane sort of lash out at Quincy, and then he said,
Right.
"Tell
We
me
didn't
what's
have
up."
enough
Like there,
footage to work with for the edit.
But I do recall that we did come up with some interesting angles to shoot things with. It was quite enjoyable to experiment and find interesting placement for some of the cameras. Like I said, I came up with the angle from down inside the like looking up at the person cooking from the frying pan. it was just funny because it was just my face poking out of the from underneath the frying pan holding the camera.
we decided to like schedule a pickup shoot of having like extended like pause for Kane to like collect himself a little bit, from like his like little lash out, and then just
His little
calm
tantrum.
himself. So, and yeah, it worked out great. And then the fact that it's like a little like zoomed in or pushed in than the original shot, it makes it
How it looks with the camera shy feature off, yeah.
Right.
Just the two people having a touching moment, and then just as a Titan just getting real up in their personal space, just watching. Yeah.
Yeah, speaking on that topic, so how many people are on the team, like post-production wise? Since you mentioned Red and Twiz,
Aside from Danny and myself, it's Red, Twiz,
Edward.
Vrtogo,
Okay.
and that's about it, really. At the moment.
Good music, food, dancing.
Pretty lightweight team, I would say.
Mhm.
But it helps that pretty much everybody can do everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like Red and Twiz, they can do all the sound engineering stuff we would ever need and do editing too. Vrtogo is fusion master, green screen master.
We've got a one of the many composite scenes coming up here as we go into the car. Not to spoil how the magic works, but this was all a green screen shot, and so we had the background composited in on behind the actors. And actually, you need to be kind of careful to make sure Quincey's nose is a little bit bluish green. Kane's shirt has a little green in the yellow leaves there, so it was a bit of a trick to get those to work right.
The Fable car scenes, easiest shots ever.
The hardest shots, especially trying to fit Ross into the back of the car.
Oh, God, I know. Like the car scenes, a lot of people don't know are not only super hard to do in VR chat, but they're like actually some of the hardest scenes to film. Like actually,
and
space and everything.
The fact that, think about this: we're furries, we have tails, so they like hang out of the car and everything.
And we're like tucking it in, trying to make sure it doesn't go
like
through the
people
car.
holding our tails in the background,
holding our legs like that. I'm like, oh, hurry, take the shot.
Right. And we're like sitting there for like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, like, please, are we done? Okay.
There's also the issue of Fizzbon's jittering in motion in vehicles.
Right, very good. Yeah, very good point.
Effects stuff, like he touched up so much of this car driving scene right here.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he did. Like
compare this one versus the one in episode 1. The glow up is huge.
Oh my god, the whole editing of the whole car scene here. We were. I believe we were in one spot. We were just in one spot.
Yeah, we were
right?
like laying down and chilling.
We're just chilling out in one spot in the world.
Yeah, like he mentioned, like maintain the colors for each of the characters, make sure like they're not like keyed out like in episode 1.
I think one of the times that's where we just like messed around, ran Danny over or something.
Oh yeah, we did that, didn't we?
No, shield your eyes, Danny.
I can already hear the commentary from Danny.
Like a Jet 2 holiday.
Nothing like a Jet 2 holiday. Yeah.
Nothing like a Jet 2 holiday is what he said.
Yeah, that.
Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday.
Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday.
Because I know he did it. I know he did it. There was no. See? I know.
JC, there you go.
I don't have to watch their commentary to know.
So Jackson's playing Kane here in this little shot, and one of the outtakes is him saying that. We even have Matic like record dubbed.
We did. That's right. I forgot about that.
Shout out to photography furries though.
Real.
I feel like you don't see as many these days. It really doesn't feel like there's as many as there used to be. Mm-hmm.
It used to be, I would probably say, more prolific for sure.
So here's another good example. Again, this was all just B-roll where Quincey was just like looking around, taking pictures of stuff, and hey, how much of that do we want, right? What's he looking at? And so there was this one where I kind of created a camera viewfinder coming up right here and said, oh, well, let's make that one be actually a picture.
Wait.
Oh wait, shit! That's me! That's me!
Yep.
Look, Gary, there I am! Oh my god.
So, these two characters are actually from Nebula's showcase video for All the Umbra, where like I don't want to spoil too much, but they're two lovers. So, and
a little bit of crossover action happening here. It's a cinematic universe.
Yeah.
When we have the audio scripts created, just to kind of make sure the actors, it's not like one long, scene long take. We break it up into tiny segments. And that way it kind of gives everybody a chance to breathe in between, sequences and keeps things kind of short. So one of the challenges is to make sure that there's continuity between where the old one leaves off and where the new one begins.
Like the position, we couldn't figure out the positioning of the characters. When we first attempted to like do this scene, and then we have like have some characters like John teleport to that tree, so we ended up doing a pickup where like we see John walking up to that tree just to like fill in the gap.
And this scene that we're about to transition into was one where these guys all kind of lined up in a certain way. And again, we had kind of a lot of challenge with, making sure when I say continuity, I don't just mean that they're standing in the same place, but like there's also no big tracker glitches, no clipping of somebody's arm going through somebody else. And so even though there's probably 5 or 6 takes of this when we film it, it's not unusual for there only to be like 1 or 2 usable ones, and sometimes those don't quite
This
match
was
up.
actually this shot in particular with them walking down this boulevard took several takes.
The careful steppies.
Yeah,
Don't kick anything.
Don't fall.
All of the body actors had to walk possibly the furthest distance in their play spaces out of many shots that they've taken. And they were walking as a group. So you're getting 3 body actors to do a big walk in their play spaces all together. And they're all reaching the boundaries of their play spaces, and tracking's getting wonky. And you would get like 2 of them would have perfect tracking for a shot, and then 1 would do it. And then the next shot, that person's tracking would be perfect. And then the other person's, someone else's tracking would glitch out. And it was like Russian roulette. It was like, who's gonna tweak out? who's gonna lose tracking? But also synchronization as well. Like it was, you had to get this. There was so many variables thrown into this shot that just a simple shot of 3 body actors walking down a street was somehow incredibly difficult to capture.
We were talking about like different kind of trinkets in like a pawn shop.
The antique shit.
Yeah, the antique shop. You were talking about going in there and like, I forgot exactly what you were planning on doing, but like we were planning on wanting to go in there and check out the pawn shop and everything.
We had to do like some banner right there and record that like 4 different times.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, antique, interesting.
And speaking of the technical side of things, being able to rest your arms on somebody and look like, obviously there's no person that he's literally bearing weight on. So it's but it looks pretty believable.
Oh, there's so much more. I had a great chat with Yao, the voice actor for Jean, recently about a lot of those behind the scenes stuff. Because a lot of it is bullet pointed things to work off of. So fleshing it out with the actors is something I greatly enjoyed doing, and Yao and I fleshed out a lot.
And then actually when Kane walks up to Jean here, they're actually standing quite a ways apart. And in the original cut of this, it was pretty obvious that they were having this intimate conversation while standing like 6 feet apart. So I re-edited it with, these kind of like side-on, with these side-on shots to make that less obvious. But you'll see there's a 2-shot coming up here, and you'll see where they're actually quite a ways away, but you would never know it from looking at most of these.
And oh my god,
And
we're
now
here!
we're in
here!
this world.
Oh god, there's the ice cream shop right over there.
Yeah.
Look,
So one
Gary,
thing that
there I
always
am.
bugs me a little about this, don't tell anybody, but the bright colors here, I don't think we ever quite fixed that, but when we started, this was one of the earliest shots that was completed, and the camera people had different settings on. One was recording in HDR and one was not recording in HDR, so I ended up color correcting that, but then we ended up moving everything to the HDR workflow, and I think something kind of, the colors ended up a little brighter than I would have liked there, but it works.
Ross not trying vanilla ice cream was such a choice. not having never tried it. I love him.
And I'm also the horse that just got knocked flying.
Yeah. Good work.
Me and Westin.
This is another... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, it was me and Westin where he barges in and knocks me flying. And so I had to time a dive perfectly to make it seem like there was an actual physical impact between us.
Yeah, one of the cutscenes is where we had like everyone pissed off with me pushing them and then one flipping me off.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get it. Because I didn't get in the cut.
Oh my god, who's that guy? Get him out of here.
I don't know. Some extra.
So when they came out with the set list, they were like, "We need a statue," and I was like, "Oh, that's so funny." I made like a statue version like a long time ago for fun, like the painted,
okay.
like actors.
Mhm.
So I was like, okay, bet, here you go, take it. So it worked out.
What,
Pretty good job.
how long do we force him to stand still like a statue for like what 45 minutes or something?
I imagine you'd be very tired after that.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like,
It's hard work, man. It's good.
We're done here. Yeah. This right here.
Oh yeah, this one.
No.
yeah,
That's
it was
good.
it was aching a bit with how long he had to hold poses for such a long time while we discussed stuff, and until I think his controllers died.
We'll say the other tidbit about editing all of this is that I heard that song probably 6,000 times.
That must have started to sound like it did at the end there to you.
Welcome to my world as a dance choreographer.
We had to cut a little bit of this section because Kane clipped right through Quincey.
Of course.
This was a fun shoot. Oh my god. Like genuinely having everybody dancing around, like getting to like parlay and play around with everybody too. Like, let's go.
Yeah, that was a
baby,
good one.
let's go.
Yeah, there's some cute shots for sure.
It's amusing how much we've utilized parties and raves and club worlds and stuff so far. Because you know, the characters they're like mid-20s, late 20s, early 30s, roughly. And you know, you go to clubs and shit, but it's such a VR chat thing too to hang around clubs and stuff too.
There he is. Phantom.
Not thinking of
Oh my God,
Slash
is
Go
that
at the same
Eigen?
time.
I was going
Oh
hard
my
the whole
God.
time too. I was like,
Listen, you set me up with music. I'm just going.
you're going for it. Exactly.
Speaking of, can I just point out the fact that we, in VR chat, we're doing something that you can't really do IRL film shoots, where you can have literally your main actors as extras, right? Because we saw a couple shots where you saw Manic and Starwing and all that, our actors for Kane and Olly, but you can't really do that for an IRL film, right?
It's true. It's true. Avatar
we can have
is
like
so good.
we can have like our main actors like double as an extra just to fill in, you know.
So this was an interesting one too. Originally, you know, the script calls out just like club music or something, and I'm not really sure how we ended up with whatever the soundtrack here. But one thing that's kind of funny about this is there's this scene in the script where they say, "What? I can't hear you over the loud music," and in fact, it actually
It's not that loud.
Oops, that's where the break is, and there's the breakdown in the music.
Yeah.
The quietest part of the whole scene. I'm like,
Oh god, the cursed camera. So here, I pause it.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. It's like tell the
So
story.
okay, so the funny thing with this camera, and I still bad on Ross, whenever you enable it, suddenly your perspective switches to the camera wherever you're holding it. So I'm trying to aim it at myself and everything while twisting my arm in the weirdest way possible. That was miserable. I think that went on for like 20 minutes or so. We had to keep redoing it because I had it. Oh my god. We don't know why. It works perfectly fine on Quincey, but when Kipp added it to Ross, we just didn't know the problem. And so we just said, fuck it, and force it until we got this right.
You forced it and you got so motion sick, right? You got like so sick from it.
Dude, it was actual Giga 8s.
So wait, that's what was going on the whole time? Because like, I'm like literally like right behind you, and I do remember hearing your reactions for that.
Yeah, I was like crouching down, like hold my stomach a bit, because I could be in VR, move around everything perfectly well, but if it goes to vehicles or flying or stuff like that, to where it'll mess with my vision, dude, it's like I got kicked in the stomach right there. That's why I was on the ground and had to take a breather before. Like, okay. He was like, all right, stand up. We're going to record. Like, okay, ready.
Oh, this part, like, it's gone through like multiple iterations when I want to like have it like, you know, slowed and blurred and looks smooth as well. Not like, you know, the laggy kind of like
and smooth, yeah.
Interestingly enough, this text here last spring, we had a lot of discussion over how exactly to handle when we know if we're jumping forward or backward in time. And that was something that I think some people had some feedback in episode 1. And so we wanted to make sure we got it right in episode 2.
Yeah. There was a lot of back and forth between Danny and I on should we or should we not include that text to signal flashback or not flashback, what have you. And
Yeah.
I think overall the result is still good because we have the aspect ratio change.
Yep. Because originally I was going to only have the text show just once per season, and then we just leave it at that, and have the aspect ratio tell the viewer that what season this flash is belong. But yeah, we have gone back and forth like with that decision, and ended up
Like, what do you mean we're not going to tell them? How are they going to know?
One of the other funny aspects of this is obviously when you're doing editing, I could hear all of the actual dialogue that Quincey was, using here. So he's telling these guys, there's a line like, "Oh, I too want a mate," or something like that. And it was just hilarious.
Oh my god.
Let's go! Awkward social interactions. Let's go! Yeah.
This is what it's like. This is actually what it's like
actually.
now. I feel bad for Quincy because this is how why people have a hard time sometimes. Like, what do you do if you're by yourself at a bar? Like honestly.
Exactly. And then like everybody after the shoot was like super apologetic to me because they're like, "I'm sorry for like kind of like I was like, no, that's exactly what you're supposed to do."
That's cute.
That's hilarious.
I mean, kind of asking to plow someone while they're already with their girlfriend is ballsy. Yeah, there I am. I was supposed to look annoyed, but instead I just looked a little like depressed. Like
trying to interact with the other solo person is the hardest thing in the universe because you don't know what they're going through to be there by themselves.
Look
too.
at that! Look at that asshole right there! Damn.
Yeah, look at this guy.
yeah, so the rejection. This is what I wanted to record, like Coda's perspective because of how often he streams. I just wanted to swap to a Twitch perspective. A Coda grabbing the camera, Quincy background, saying, "Chat, get a load of this guy."
Oh man!
And then it goes back to the regular scene.
Caliber! Ow, man!
Blowing him off. That's so crazy.
I'm too cool for Quincy. Let's be.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, man, Manic was at the party, and now he's his cousin. Like, he gets around too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I had a couple
that's
people
ginormous
like
tail.
say, "Hey, the people who are in like behind the last spring scenes and the current scenes were like time travelers." I'm like, it's only been a year. What do you mean time travelers?
I do also think that this was one of our most, as far as extra placement, well framed sequence of shots. You put in a lot of legwork with finding these clever angles here, and then Ice Fane did a lot of good work with placing everybody around.
Yep.
Where we get a very good continuous progression.
We never explain like how far our homes are in town from Starcross Coast.
Well, wait. I thought this would be close because the respite is like where they were, right? Or is this a different?
We never went back to this bar. Yeah.
So my aim when it comes to like composing is just gonna be like sort of like shot in a zoom or long lens where like we're just watching Quincy at a distance, like trying to like communicate with anybody, but able to. So
I assume that this is supposed to be somewhere around California or Washington. I forgot what Jackson said specifically. We'll ask about the geolocation next time.
We don't know the story geography, all right? We don't know the geography.
But wait. No, instead of us asking Jackson and Danny to do all the work, I'm just saying, those theory crafters out there, watching Starcross Coast, all those Starcross coasters do the geography, make the map, make the theories. I'm just saying.
So, because I joined the team partway through filming for this episode, I wasn't here for a lot of the scenes, but some I was. It's interesting because the chronological order of the shots is different because I was filming some shots that appear earlier in the episode to shots that appear after that were already recorded.
Starwing did a great job with this.
Yeah, so a lot of people don't know that Starwing.
Oh, and I always thought it was ironic. The red thug here, I think, was body acted by Starwing.
I wish Diego would throw me around like that.
Also, shout out to Legends who's helping out with the
Real Sync Studios came in
choreography
clutch.
let's see.
This was extremely tough to shoot. It took us about 3 to 4 days of actual practice choreographing, and the legend, and we had a legendary choreographer join us, obviously.
Oh, yeah, a very legendary.
Yeah, very legendary, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, just a quick little shout here. The courtesy to Legend and head of the Discord group Sync Studios, very helpful. Like Legend really was the one that guided us through this choreography and make sure we got all our moves and our hits and our movements down. That's me down there. That's me completely down, blocked in by Diego or Coda.
But Legend, who is very well known for doing a lot of choreographing in VR chat, was it was nice enough, I would say, to actually take the time to like do this with us, and they were amazing. And like the fact that nothing clipped and we were able to do these scenes as well when the final product, I'm actually kind of like, it's really good. Like, not from my saying because I did it, but like the angles, the hitting, everything was like lining up. I'm like, that's awesome. And that was really, really, really
Legend
hard.
was sitting there just staring intently, like,
Totally was.
We were like, oh, bet. Like literally right off screen, just looking in. It was perfect.
Coda did all this. Yeah, Coda, that's me on that thug there. A lot of times I had I was at the all the way down here. We're like full lunge down to make sure like Coda can like fully go underneath me. My hips were sore after the next day. I had very sore hips. Like it was after like a day or two. Like it was very uncomfortable. And I had to like go. I was punching too. I was lunging like that. Like it was a workout. I don't work out too.
Looks like it probably could have gone better in your favor. He did like a Johnny Cage nut punch there. Like his legs are wide open.
Got shot. Love it.
You slide dog. You got me monologuing. I can't believe.
Yeah, Kipp did a good job on that room there. Like he did all that avatar work.
And the texture work Kipp did here too is just chef's kiss.
He actually had a bunch of like partially injured, like as the
materials
blows were thrown, there were like a variety of textures, and it's unfortunate that we only really showed the before and after.
I've heard that Kipp, you did model work with some of the textures in this scene, right?
I did. There's one you unfortunately don't see. It's when Diego is punching Emerus, the badger, and he's hitting him. On the third hit of it, it actually swaps the texture. And I have it on command on a point, so when he hit me the third time, as I was playing him, I swapped it over. I wish you had that angle.
I really wish we could have saw it.
Such a subtle, because there's a transition in between with the injury on him.
Yeah, literally splits the skin open on the third hit impact. It's kind of really crazy to think that, but
he was like, he came out, he's like, the first thing he says is like, oh my God, I feel kind of bad.
I felt kind of bad for a little bit. But then I imagined it was really you in there, and I just kept hitting.
Oh, thank you. Thank goodness.
When it comes to color grading this particular scene, I went through like a lot of passes in this one because like I wanted to have it like still dark, like sort of dark in the alleyway, but also like it still has this like set in the past, like it's nostalgic and everything. And so I ended up like putting some slight bloom for like the bright parts of the image, and then add like the nose, as if you guys notice in the 4K version of the video, there's a fill grain going on as well. That indicates this is like
I've just in the 4K version.
I should say too, the cell phone sequences, screen replacement on that was something that I did for episode 2, and so that was another. Anytime it's anything, if it's partially off frame or if it's side on to the camera, a lot of times the software won't track it, and so I'll have to manually go frame by frame and do that. This
I did wonder about that.
Scene too. Yeah, it doesn't come for free.
For free?
This economy?
And in fact, actually, I'm almost sure nobody noticed this, but when Diego's putting in his name here in a second, we'll see. As he types, characters appear on the screen, right? And that was all, again, animated in Resolve. So.
The props production pipeline improved so much as well. between episode 1 and episode 2, I wasn't tasked to do like props last minute and then freaking out as we take an additional like 30 minutes to 2 hours to get props done in the middle of the shoot, which delays everybody there. And it's a whole thing. So we got better with announcing what we needed.
Fuck off.
This is another one of those scenes where it's like, what should the pacing here be? Right? Is it something where you want it kind of rapid fire because he's still got a lot of adrenaline, or a little bit more spaced out because it's a little emotional, or
Almost.
so it was a bit of a balancing act.
Yeah.
And then fortunately Danny saved me because he came through and redid a lot of the timing on there. Thanks, Danny.
Scrappy.
So I method act. So I do method act. A lot of people don't know. So I've forced myself to have a lot of coughing fits and stuff. And I also was coming off being sick. So I really went all out to fuck my voice. So that's why you're hearing the rasping come out to make it
he was
feel
definitely
more believable.
Super sick right in the middle of this. He was like, I'm like, yeah, you good? He's like,
Method acting. Let's go.
Let's go, baby.
Know you?
Here's speaking about trackers. I'm sure that's been mentioned before, but this was one of the flakiest scenes for our tracker experience.
At one point in this scene, Jackson was like, okay, I need you to just like sit down and then stand up and walk away. And I was like, Jackson, that's asking a lot for hip trackers to keep up with this. And he's like, no, it's fine. And I made him do it.
I remember that. And they're like, oh, it's not that easy. I'm like, oh, wow, who thought? Try fighting in a scene and then fall down and see how it's like.
Exactly. Yeah, because he was sliding against his wall. He actually put his back to the wall. To
I knocked myself against the wall and neck down really hard. I hit myself really hard down to make it look believable too. Yeah,
Damn.
I've injured myself a couple times on set so far.
Oh man, I remember around this time we were having so many tracking issues with the amount of times we had to go back to the scene.
That's right. I never the bloopers. I had a lot of like tracking issues on this part.
Yeah, I think we recorded around this part first, and then the fight like later after. Like everything is like out of order on how we recorded it.
Yeah, we didn't exactly record the whole video in order. We can't at this moment. Whatever. We had to. We got done.
Yeah, we have so many bloopers of them like folding together or like compressing into their own bodies.
So, real quick pause on that. Not only did I stand up in that scene, and it didn't die on my trackers, I was using hand tracking as well. And so hand tracking has this beautiful little field of view. Because whenever I'm doing up close intimate moments, the index controllers are nice, but having hand tracking gets so many more like minute and small movements. So like a lot in this scene, if you look, you'll see it's a lot of hand tracking rather than index controllers. But here I stood up and I was like, okay, I have to be very mindful of how I stand up, because if my hand gets out of the actual area of the camera, it's going to pause and snap into position. Or if I get up and I do the raptor hands, that's going to look funny. So I had to be very mindful of my momentum up and then when I turn my head, because you can get away for a split second of turning the camera away from it before turning it back, and it'll pick up on it without snapping the finger.
I come by the Monarch's respite pretty often, though.
Come. Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah, I do a lot of things. What about you? Oh, wait, no, sorry. Enjoy the movie. You too.
I love this conversation as I'm dying, literally.
Yeah, you're literally sick while you were doing it, and you're like...
I love the music here, too.
It's not like it's some big secret.
There's been some solid choices throughout the show in its entirety.
Yeah.
It's just
Ah, man. Leitmotifs. I love leitmotifs.
Like,
So this is a instrumental of Golden Hour.
Yeah. Excuse me, boy. Yeah, we actually, we were on a big conference call at one point watching, like literally editing the MIDI file, and you'll hear when the phone rings, you know, some of the top instruments come off of there, and yeah, it was all custom for this sequence here. But yeah, it definitely harkens back to the Golden Hour music.
So having Bucker on the team here and having Danny made all these music videos with very distinct soundtracks we can already pull from for these sort of character themes is just yes.
Yep. Yeah, I didn't have like a envision that we're gonna have music in this, or we can just pull something off from Epidemic Sound. But having the the leitmotif of Golden Hour here just ties things together so
it
well.
elevates. It elevates. I love it.
Nobody ever drops their phone in the universe of Starcross Coast.
Because it's glued to their hand.
Yeah.
The screen repair industry is not doing well in the Starcross Coast universe.
No. I don't know. Maybe like claws leave scratches. Maybe I don't know.
Can't put them down, you see.
That's exactly.
The phone.
What kind of phone was that? Yeah, like it's not something not a.
No, it's more so I remember like how difficult it was for Kipp and Coda with the phones with how many times we recorded because the phone's a green screen, so we had to keep
That's
holding
right.
it different ways for
That's what it
them.
was in episode 1. Like episode 1, yeah, like that little green screen on that phone.
I remember in episode 2 to where it's like, let's stop with the phone shit, please.
Yeah, actually, I should say the actual phone, which is a little different from the one that we used in episode 1. It actually does have tracker marks on it, but
well,
it itself has a green screen.
There was
on
that
it.
mistake. We did get to see it at the start of one of the episodes.
Yeah.
For a split second.
He's so done with the phone, but I'm pretty sure Jackson is just rubbing his hands like, we got more phone. More phone. We got more phone scenes to last you your entire life. Danny, get the camera. This boy is hungry.
Fair line.
Oh my god. That no, we're pausing that. That line.
We gotta hear it. We gotta hear it in its
line.
entirety. I want to hear the
We had
whole
to do it
thing.
several times because being corny is
was wildly corny.
And so like we're doing it back and forth. And I'm single, haha. I'm single. And then like at one point in time, Coda,
do you remember?
Was like, Kipp, I want you to like just like twirl your hair around your finger and then like put it over your ear, like
be like,
and you can see the
it.
motion. Yeah, and like I did
worked.
it, and he's like, "That's it, right there," and that's the line. that was the delivery. And so if you see it, I actually twirl my finger, and I'm like, so...
Hey, I was right though, but still, it was good though.
It worked great.
So wait, quick question: how many star tattoos does Diego have?
He has 2, I think. One on his chest and one on his ass.
There's also his eye.
On his eye, right?
Oh, and his eye too. No, Quincey, does he have one on it? I'm gonna have to check his ass later.
Oh my god.
Technically 4.
We don't see the 4th one. Hey, subscribe to Patreon. No.
Oh my god.
See that 4-star? No, I'm kidding. Joke.
So the song we are singing is Food. Dining edition by Naku and Joanne, who Naku thankfully gave us permission to like just use this song for the episode with the help of Corbell's. Like we were able to reach out to Naku, so
It's huge to get the proper permission and licensing for it, and like it's almost a bit of another leitmotif moment in of itself.
Yeah, this one is a super earworm too. This one got stuck in my head quite. Like I'm sitting there doing work, and all of a sudden, pop! Oh,
I think Diego just wear the jaw strap anywhere he goes too. Eating, cooking in the kitchen.
yeah, and this one again with the screen replacements on the phone. Actually, there's at the end of this montage, there's a scene where he puts the phone on the bed. Originally, we were hoping to actually have like the response come in, after he had set the phone down and kind of scroll up. But that was a lot of masking and a lot of moving the contents of the screen, which.
We can just jam right here. I'm also tempted to.
Boyfriend.
Oh, there's a boyfriend cameo. There he is, the big guy.
Boyfriend.
yeah, Kipp's character boyfriend have a little cameo here.
Fun little cameo.
Yeah, these many of these scenes, I think this might have been another case where there were scenes used from various sources, but a lot of these scenes had, you know, like Quincey was just talking on the phone to nobody, right, for a long time. Again, you know,
I did all the poses for this, just so everyone knows.
Oh,
because I actually modeled I actually modeled in real life and did runway modeling, so I did all the poses for it.
It always amuses me that Coda did modeling in his time as a little bit of a side job and a career thing, so he's able to hit those poses pretty easily.
That's perfect.
Because they say, "Can you do this?" And they're just like, "Oh God, just keep going. Whatever that you're doing, just keep doing it." I'm just like, "Pose."
They ran around the whole park.
Some commentary.
I think this had either been shot before me or was shot when I wasn't available, because I don't remember filming any of this.
Yeah, I think these shots with him out in the field there, I think those were done a while back, if I recall correctly.
It's interesting the fact of how many people got picked up to the Starcross team during filming episode 2.
You guys may not know it, but wasn't that piano like a person, like one of us that had to line up, or like a prop that we had to put down?
I think that's the funny thing, is that not only do you have body actors in VR, you also have prop actors.
Props! Oh, props.
Just get the deskies to be props.
The musician in Diego.
Yeah, this part where I was just like, wait a minute, Diego being a musician? That's crazy. Lore drop.
Hey, he's got to have some passions. He's not just a sexy bouncer. He's also a sexy piano player.
Oh yeah, this is where Kipp and Coda had to like swap the bodies
Kipp
there.
took over, I think,
because Kipp actually knows how to play the piano.
Yep, I'm an actual piano player in real life. So we swapped for the authenticity. So I was using my hand tracking while playing. So
we know each other so well.
Sheet music.
Is it a red flag if the person you've just started dating starts to copy your look, though?
Wait, pause it right here for a second, because I remember. I remember we were looking for worlds for this fucking apartment right here, and it's funny how a couple of us like had a mutual agreement. Even Kipp said like, "Jackson, this apartment is fucking disgusting. This place sucks ass. Can we please go somewhere else?" But we're like, "Nope, we're recording here."
That's the point. Maybe because like ass. We just Quincey, I'm sorry, buddy, but yeah.
It's like it gets totally modern, but we don't have them on the cameras. But that inside the bathtub, that looks so disgusting, man.
I can hear Jackson directing in the background. Like, okay, you send a text message and you're waiting for it, and you're getting a little anxious because he didn't reply back, but he replies back right now, and then so you're gonna get really excited and you're gonna think about it, and then you're gonna just like run off the bed. It's like, okay, Jackson, okay.
Okay, hold up. So this line with Diego being like, "Oh, I can't chill out because like I'm used to working." I feel that with like working games, like basketball and hockey games, where I'm like, I can't just appear at a fan. I need to work these games. So like, that is so real to me.
Yeah, you're in an environment where you're used to working. I mean, unfortunately, I feel that in VR chat a lot nowadays.
Oh no.
I do so much work in VR chat now that I'm like, can I really relax? Eventually I can. Some things help. But it's become more of a job than I expected it to, but I'm glad for it.
So one of the other excuse me. One of the other interesting notes on this piece here is that we wanted to have a really packed dance floor, but of course when you're recording in 4K, as we do for Starcross, that's a very demanding, computationally demanding environment, so it limits how many people we can have. So we'll have to see how we treat that in future cases.
So I was a bartender for this scene, and I'm so fucking short.
You were like so still too. Like you were just standing there, like
because like we were actually like Kipp was actually like telling a full blown story at that moment. I was just like locked in.
The best part about like these type of scenes is when they're like, have a conversation. We're not just like blah, 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 blah. Like everyone's actually just talking legitimately.
Yeah.
So like these are all genuine conversations happening, which is really fun.
The more I've been hanging around the VR dancer scene and all that, speaking of dancing,
Yeah, look at that guy going.
I feel like moving forward, we might have to resort to asking people to use optimized avatars as extras.
Yes. Because
that would help.
the frame rates prove challenging here. And getting around, I had to move around and get a B-roll, so I had to have everyone shown in full detail. And let me tell you, my PC was stressing.
No.
This song featured here is yeah, it's made by I don't remember the title, but this is made by Thunderfox, who actually met in real life and asked permission in person to like if I can use this song for the episode, and thankfully, yeah. And he was able to give me like, you know.
This was another shot that took so many takes because of the physical interaction in what is an otherwise innocuous shot with the drinks, with the body language.
God, there was that. Everyone complaining about the mirrored screen.
Hey! Look at you go.
Hey!
Eigen, why don't you talk about some of the dancing you've done in this scene?
Me? No, the
there
real
he is.
no, the real star of the show. The real star of the show is the T-Rex, don't you know?
Little dancing T-Rex guy.
Dinosaur guy.
Love them.
Shout out Lycanthrope Michael. He was going so hard as Dinosaur Guy.
He was so happy to be the dinosaur guy. It was so funny.
He was like dancing and like prancing around. He's like,
yeah.
Did you not
No,
say
Dinosaur Guy had his moment. They had their 7-minute video. Talk about your dancing. We don't care about Dinosaur Guy. I'm just kidding. I love you, Dinosaur Guy, but so.
oh my god! And then when we finished up, he was like, he did that effect when you run a mile and you keep moving until you slowly, gradually die out. Like even after we finish, he's still like, oh, like you can slow down. You can slow down. He's like, okay.
Wait, weren't you running lights as well when you were up
Yeah.
on DJ set too?
Yep, I was controlling all the lights like on the DJ stage. I had my over like toolkit up, so it had screens, so it just seemed like a futuristic DJ.
Yeah, actually, and I don't know if this has been discussed before either, but this, at the time there was like totally different music going on here, and like it was such a long shoot, and so people were like, "Are we on camera? Are we not?" So you kind of see some people are like standing around, kind of half doing it, right? Like a couple of these guys are sort of like, "Oh, they're sort of talking about things and wiggling," whereas these guys are like kind of boogieing down. So,
I actually danced well-ish in real life. This was played up.
Oh, that's exactly how you dance.
No, I mean, y'all literally just had me set up there, and I was just kind of like in the zone that whole time. Except, I'll say, the moment the background track here comes on, I had this like moment where y'all had me listen to that song the entire film shoot. So like when it came on the episode, I was like, hold up, dance mode, let's go.
I gotta dance.
On the hip, Steve. Jeez. The stiffest man in the universe.
I love it.
Right. I kept thinking about Mass Effect, where it's like Shepard dancing. And he's like, I like to dance, and then like, no, like he leaves.
I don't know if Kipp has like a lot of dance experience or what, but I need to say Quincey was getting the moves on pretty well, for this whole sequence. And again, to your point too, they again they kind of touch like in the next shot.
There's a lot of physicality, yeah.
Scene. Yeah, they're like almost close dancing, right? And doing that with it, without a physical person to hold on to. And if you go too far, you clip. If you don't go far enough, you look like you're kind of recoiling. So it's challenging. But yeah, and this again, Danny did a fantastic job on setting up all the camera work and the dolly shots on all of this.
Also, shout out to Chris Grubka as well to like do a lot of the camera work for, not just for the like the extra shots for like the extras in the club, but also some of the moving shots over here that I put together in the edit to like make it fit with the music.
Yeah, Chris he just knows the camera angles we need. Like,
yeah,
we very rarely have to tell him what to do. He's just already sitting exactly in the right
position.
Camera exactly.
Yeah, I rely a lot on Chris when I was like being a secondary camera
I love him.
operator.
I love
and-
Chris. He's
yeah.
just couldn't ask for a better camera operator with things.
The lighting, while not strictly editing, the color correction and lighting was adjusted in this in post as well.
Right when we finally had the club like emptied, audience doesn't know that, but oh man, we had so many.
In Quinn's perspective, no one else around. It's just him and Diego.
Oh
This
yeah,
moment.
but man, while we're recording this, like,
Yeah, the scene's not so much, but to ruin the mood of it,
Go ahead. I know what you're going to say.
lovely
But go for it.
Coda had to make a joke, like as we were finishing up with it, because of the way that I delivered my line when it was like, okay, yeah, boyfriends, right? And you read it like that, and I was like, okay, and then like immediately he was like, okay.
okay. The amount of times that Jackson, like other people, kept laughing, we had to keep recording this because
Hi, and it's like, okay.
You know the vibe, right?
They kept referencing it over and
That's
over
why I
and
took
over
it.
again during the shoot. I was like, I'm dying. Please.
There is a blooper. I had to do it, and there is a blooper that will show at one point of me doing it, but it's literally up close, and I'm just like, okay. And we were crying.
It's like,
I was on the floor
Oh my
crying. I
God.
could not. I was just in tears. Thank God we did it at the end, because I would have never been able to recover after
oh
that.
no, if we did at the beginning, we would have been gone.
So this obviously being kind of the emotional, I don't know, apex in a certain way of the main present day storyline. Danny and Jackson and I all had different takes on editing this scene.
This scene here was another one we workshopped a lot. Like,
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure we had 3 different versions of it before we came together. Danny had his version, I had my version, Vrtogo had a version of it too in the edit. And we eventually mashed them all together to create what is my second favorite scene.
It was a challenge to get it right. Again, like how do you stretch it out because of what they're feeling without giving it a little too much space.
That movement alone, the fact that his trackers didn't mess up there is insane.
It was impressive. Like his track didn't mess up. So
We had to use this. We had to use that take at that point because that's just so impressive in of itself.
yeah. Mhm.
I love the big poofy tails, but wow, are those tails poofy?
Okay, side note. I don't know. Our tails always been that big. They're like huge dang tails.
I don't know what I don't know why. Every time when I look at Matt or Kane, I swear the tail keeps growing just like that sheriff's hat in Scary Movie 3.
Yeah, I know,
Like every time when the camera keeps going back under, it just keeps growing more and more. And it's like,
Each episode just built more.
look how big that
Tails get bigger. Ollie's own tail is like absolutely humongous. I don't know how we cover that.
Just this whole end sequence, amazing. I absolutely love it.
It was a rough one. Trying to get your friend out of a spiral is the hardest thing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it is very tough.
Like hearing Kane like there's a wit's end about it.
Because if you analyze it carefully, a lot of people, if you realize this is the first time Kane started like listening to Jean and started like trying to pull back to hoping that something would come from this, and then it obviously in the scene.
Yeah,
This
and there's a lot
happens.
of this where they told us just sit quietly, and so I sat with myself, and I'm like sitting there like I finger pick when I'm anxious and stuff like that. So there's a lot of those micro movements. I purse my lips a lot and things like that.
I'm genuinely curious, like how it's going to be like on Ross's perspective if he figures out like him, Ross simply exists, Quincy, bad man.
Kane's surprise shock movement, like literally was like so taken aback.
Like because it starts off like it's okay in the start of the episode, you know, like it's all right, it's okay, everything's fine, and it's like actually it's not.
No, it's really
And
not.
then, oh my god, what? That's crazy. Oh, everything is.
So who came up with this idea? I don't know.
Who did this? Who did this?
I wonder who did this. I wonder.
Oh boy, I wonder.
I absolutely love the aesthetic that was chosen with this.
Y'all landed on it. Like, y'all cooked.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Vrtogo were like going back and forth to in this end credit scene. Like
Right up until
Vrtogo
release
was-
day, almost.
Yep.
Who was which Tatum were you again? Which one
I
were you?
okay, so like so for most of these scenes I am Quincey, but there are a couple of them where I'm actually both of them at the same time. Like that scene I was both.
Yeah.
There was a couple of moments that we had to refilm it, and unfortunately, Delts was not able to do VR at that time. So I had to pull double duty, being both Quincey and Diego for a couple of scenes.
Oh my god. You're like, okay,
That's wild.
here we go. Yeah.
Oh, I would do this thing where, you know, like there's that toggle where you could switch between the two. I would do like, all right, hold on, let me switch. Boom, and just switch right.
That's awesome.
Some of these, they have like corresponding colors, like Quincey will look a little white and Diego will be a little brown with the outlines. Anytime that they overlap, there's only one mask, so that got kind of challenging. This one was a special case. I actually did a little fade in the gradient in the background as we literally fade from the day into night.
All right, I'm gonna pause it right here.
We started out
I'm
with-
gonna pause it right
yeah.
here.
Like I say, there's pros and cons to the green screen approach. The big pro is, of course, you can layer basically whatever you want on top of other things, right? And so once you've got that workflow down, so yeah, as I think you've mentioned in the past here, I think this is the scene where both of these are actually you.
Yep.
And this was one of those, because in the original one, the tails were clipping and everything. It was kind of, which is understandable because you're kind of moving in a funny square way, right? And so, well, not funny, but you know what I mean. And the obviously, again, with green screens, you can just be like, oh, I think I'll have the tail in the foreground. Oh, now it's in the background.
Yeah.
And you can just control that 100%. So no more clipping. And the timing, if one person was off in the ones where you're both filmed in the same image, you either need to just live with it or you can maybe split the frame, as I did in a couple of times, to try and get the timing closer. But again, with green screen, you can just be like, oh, we'll just move this one 4 frames further forward. Problem solved, right? So this piece looks very polished.
So this is kind of like the nice thing about me having VFX editing experience, is because I know the workflow, and I knew, like, for example, this shot, this square formation thing that we did,
Mhm.
I knew that I was like, oh, I can just have it where when I'm both the Tatums, I'll turn my hips if I'm in the front so that the tail's pointing to the side rather than backwards for those shots, so it wouldn't look like it was clipping. That, and then also I think I love what you dropped in chat. I distinctly remember you dropped an image in chat that I'll overlay like right now, where you showed 2 different frames of me at like different points at different takes, but they're like very similar and upwards. It's like I have this much body control to know to do this choreo like over and over and over again.
Yes. Right. Yeah, and there were a lot of cases like that where the like takes themselves were, I mean, obviously you got the kind of the metronome to work to, but literally, as you say, the body control to make sure that your keyframes, if you want to call it that, your biological keyframes are right on track each time. And that's, shout out to you. Because that was really impressive.
Yeah. But overall it worked.
It came together so perfectly. A lot better than I thought it would, honestly. When you said, "Oh, I can do both of them," I was like, okay.
Yeah,
But
I was like, no, I can
trust the process.
I can adjust the choreo to make it so that it's really easy for Vrtogo and Danny to edit together. Perfectly fine. No issues there.
Oh yeah, it's so
good.
great.
It's fun. It was needed after all that at the end. It was good. It was a nice. I'm glad they went more lighthearted, because I took a breath when I saw the cutscene. I'm like, breathe. Don't forget to breathe.
The great episode. Like, I think that was a great improvement. A lot of things we learned from episode 1, and in general, that was a big up from where we started off from. So I think it was great. Like, really, well done from everyone.
Learning a lot
more people helped. Yeah, a lot of people helped us out more. We had more people from episode 1, like you, for example. Like, yeah, there you go.
Yep.
We didn't have you episode 1.
That was crazy. Wow, watching that all over again. That's so wild.
I know, right? It's like, oh.
Any final remarks before we hop off?
Thank you all so much for your continuing support. We hope you enjoyed our colorful little commentary here. And yeah, we hope you look forward to episodes 3, as well as other content Danny Gray Productions will be putting out in the new year. We're at the end of the year.
Yep.
Exciting things happening. So stay tuned for more. To our Patreon subscribers, thank you so much for your continued support. To people who share the video with their friends, who watch it together in VR chat, thank you so much. And we're looking forward to episode 3 and getting that out to you guys.
I can't wait for you all to see episode 3.
Yeah, same.
I really
That's about
can't wait. You're gonna glean so much. And once episode 3 comes out, I ask that please go back and watch the first and second episode, because you'll see a lot
100%.
of things.
Fun. And then we've learned a lot with episode 2, and I'm looking forward to like going to production for episode 3. Now that we have
just a little bit more experience under our belts.
I think a lot of what I'd mentioned earlier, there were challenges about making sure that the editing, the actors, the audio, etc., were all on the same page. I think, and I don't know again to the extent we've discussed this, but we've made some changes to that in terms of getting everybody on board with a storyboard up front. So I have really high hopes for episode 3 on a technical point of view. Really looking forward to it from a story point of view. It's already just kind of starting off right now, so I'm really eager to see how that one goes. But yeah, episode 2 is great.
In general,
Yeah, we have more people on the team now that's helping, all giving their expertise, which is great.
Exactly.
Including, which is awesome.
I was gonna say, yeah, that opens it up right there. Like 100%. Now we have, more coordination and different assets and different effects that we can do with people. So doing this right here, that's big thanks to you, Eigen, for making this possible.
Yeah, and for dancing up on the floor. It was great.
Tearing up the floor.
It's really good.
I gotta do my thing. I gotta do my one thing, right?
Well, it's been an honor to join the team, and I'm looking forward to doing much more with you guys.
Hell yeah.
I tell people there, I say, what's it like in the background? And you do understand we have videographers, we have cinematographers, we have sound designers, script writers, actors. This production actually has, I think, every facet of what I've done being on actual film sets as an actor.
But now here we are, chilling in the hot tub, 5 feet apart.
Not 5 feet. Nah, we're not.
5 inches, maybe.
Get me out. Oh, no. Get out of here.
All right. Well, thank y'all so much for joining in. And we will see you in episode 3.
Yeah, we'll see you in episode 3. Enjoy.
Coming soon. Woo!
Don't ask when, but soon.
But soon. Yeah. See you later, guys. Have a great time. Thank you so much for watching.
See you later. Thank you.
We'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
2 bros chilling in the hot tub, sitting 5 feet apart because they're not gay.